All right, so for today's workout, we're not going to use a resistance band. We're mostly going to use dumbbells. If you have a water bottle or soup can or whatever you want to use with it, that's a weight. You also can do these movements without weight, but just be prepared. Dumbbells, and then I will have a chair as well. I think the two people I have here are pretty good with balance and stuff, but it'll just be kind of something to stabilize yourself. Then you have a wall as well. That'll mostly be for during warm-up and cool down. Some modifications, you can sit to a chair though, and I'll announce those when they happen. So we'll start with a nice warm up. I'll try to make it a little more intense for you guys, and I'm also going to start my timer here quickly. My husband and I were hoping to get like a timer for like our home gym. So if we get one, hopefully I can like get it up behind me so you guys can, catch me if I actually, because I've noticed a few times I haven't hit quite 90 seconds because, math is hard. It's okay.
And I'm going to be in and out, but I'm still doing it.
Okay, no problem. I'll just make this amazing for Barb then. All right. So first thing we're going to do is just some nice little arm swings. So if you want to just move on the first few, make sure you're alternating which arm is on top here. And then after a few, if you want to try and get more of a range of motion, if you're comfortable, so going back more and forward more. But if you're not comfortable with that, you can just keep moving on through it how we were. Since it's just a small crowd, feel free to talk if you want. You'll see I'll kind of go on with myself. All right, now we'll go up and down. Barb, I know I said this to Sandy earlier. I still tell my really bad jokes, so, just be prepared for them. All right, once again, if you want to try and get your arms back at the top and bottom a little bit more, you can. Otherwise, just kind of move through it. All right, you can release out of that. Then just give me some nice shoulder circles. So come up as high as you can and then down as low as you can. Give me about 5 this way. And then we'll go 5 the opposite way. All right, I believe that was 5 for me. So switching to the other way. All right, then just give me some nice wrist circles. We'll just kind of do it for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then we'll go the other way. It's kind of hard to count these. You can kind of see how weird my hands look as well. All right, I'll be trying to cover this light right behind me. You can switch to the other way the whole time. If you guys can't see me, just once again, wave your arms. Unmute yourself if you're muted, and let me know.
You look good. I can see you fine.
There we go. I look good. Okay, this is already my favorite section. All right, you can release out of that. All right, 2 more circle things. Now we're going to get our core warmed up a little, so we're just going to do some hip circles. So you can just start small, going one way. And then if you feel like you've got a nice solid core, you can make them a little bigger, so you kind of hinge at the hips and go back. But if you don't, that's fine. Just keep it nice and centered here. All right, then we'll go the other way. Same thing, just start small. And then if you do feel comfortable with yourself, after 3 or 4, you can kind of go make it a little bigger. You do not have to, though. All righty, we can release out of that. Last circle thing, I swear, Sandy's going to hear my same bad jokes. I'm sorry, Sandy. We're going to do ankle circles now. I'm going to tilt my camera down a little. Here, if you need to grab a wall or a chair just to stabilize yourself, we're just going to do nice ankle circles. If you can do it freestanding, that's awesome too. Give me about 5 each way on each ankle. Once again, just trying to get that full range of motion here. So going up as high as you can and then down as high as you can. Alrighty, then we're going to do some calf raises. So in class, I would normally have you guys kind of walk up through it. If you have space, you can definitely do that. I'm going to do it stationary just so the camera can see me. I'm just going to do some nice calf raises. If you're doing raises, give me about 10. You can do them single-legged and do 5 on each leg. That's going to be a little more intense. Calf raises I've seen, they're like really easy for like 4 reps, and then all of a sudden your calves are burning. So if you need to take a quick break, that's okay. Alrighty. Next, we're going to hopefully make it a slightly more high intensity. Down a little. All right. Once again, these movements here, if you want to walk back and forth, you can. I'm going to keep them mostly stationary so you can see me the whole time. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to kind of march. You can march in place. And we're slowly going to work up to high knees. So if you see me at an angle, I'm slowly bringing my knees a little higher until I'm at about parallel from the ground. And then from here, normally we'd be walking through it, remember? So you can do that if you want. If you're a superstar athlete, you can make it nice high knees. Otherwise, I'll just do the low intensity and keep it here. Alrighty. Then same thing, but we're going to do butt kicks. Once again, walk if you want. I'm going to do them stationary. We can kind of start small, but it's not that hard to kind of reach up until we get that full range of motion. Your heel does not have to touch your butt here. Just kind of go as fully flexed as you can. Make sure you are keeping that knee pointed towards the ground so I'm not coming up like this with my butt kicks. And then again, if you want it for the last 10 seconds, high intensity it, but you do not have to. I'm really debating playing some like slow music in the background next time because it's really quiet.
Yeah.
All right, you can really sound that. Now we're going to do some squats. So we're just going to do some nice body weight squats. Remember, we'll have our stance at about our hip or shoulders. You can kind of see my shoulders here. Shoulder width stance, and then we're going to squat to what's comfortable for you. So you can go as deep as you want. I'm doing about quarter squats here. From the side, big thing is make sure you're keeping that chest high. You don't want to kind of fall down like this. You could see how bad that was. You can kind of see I keep my hands up when I do them. It just helps me keep my chest high. All right, give me about 3 to 5 more. Alrighty, now what we're going to do is we're going to do those 3 lower body movements again. I'll show my face this time a little. So we're going to do the high knees, the butt kicks, and the squats, but try to do them at a little higher intensity because this is the warm-up. So we'll start, we can kind of do that march. You can get up to high knees, or you can kind of make it your torso, get your core a little warmed up, and twist with it as well, which is what I'm obviously showing here. Trying to go just a little bit faster than last time, get the heart rate up a little bit more, because we've got a nice circuit ahead of us. All right, now we'll do the same thing with butt kicks. Once again, you can superstar athlete it, or you can just kind of move your feet just a little bit faster. So I know it's kind of weird in place, but we're trying here. Alrighty, and then back to those good old air squats. I'd push you to maybe try and go a little bit deeper this time, or go a little bit faster. So once again, we're still working on keeping that chest nice and high, but maybe going a little bit faster as it is the warm-up here. All right. Finish your last squat there. Last thing we're going to do, of course, getting the heart rate up, is the amazing jumping jacks. So you can do the half jacks, or you can go full jumping jacks. I'll let you guys choose which one. I'll show this low intensity one. Don't want to be too out of breath while I'm talking to you guys. I got 5 more seconds of these. 3, 2, 1. We made it. All right, that's all I got for you for the warm-up. So what we're going to do is Chris did a little bit of a slower workout on Monday, so I'm going to try and change it up today with what we're going to call a circuit. I split it up into a bunch of different couplets. So couplet is just two people as a couple, so that you can, I don't have like a whiteboard or anything up behind me that says what we're doing, so that you can keep it in your brain. So then when I work out, if I don't have it written down, I'm going to forget it halfway through. So the first one we're going to do is, or every single one is going to be 2 movements, break, like 30 seconds to a minute, 2 movements, and then break again. And then depending on time, the first one we're definitely going to do 2 times through again. But the other 2 we'll do at least 1 time through, maybe 2, also depending on which one you guys want to do. Because of course I want you to enjoy this. So the first one is going to be, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the movements first, and then we'll break it down. So I'll walk you through all 4 movements, and then I'll go over the 2 again. We'll start, go over the 2 during the rest, and then start. All right. Everyone ready to get going on it?
Sure.
There we go. I got good thumbs up. And a sure, that works. All right, so we're going to need one dumbbell for this, or a soup can, water bottle, whatever you're using. You could do this with 2 arms. We're going to do bicep curls as our first movement. I would recommend 1 arm, though. It's going to be a little bit better. So what we're going to do is just a normal bicep curl. Your arm will be straight down, and then you're going to curl it up and down. We'll do 5 of these on each arm to start. So once you get 5 there, we'll do 5 on this arm. And then that is going to be paired with the opposite muscle on your arms, which is a tricep extension. So for these, usually I have people bend down a little. It's a little bit easier to do. My camera angle needs to go down just a little bit, I think. There we go. Once you're keeping that nice flat back, and we're extending it out. Make sure you want to try and keep your elbow where it is, because if I don't, I'm doing a bicep curl kind of with it at the same time, and we just did a bicep curl. So just trying to target those triceps right here, just pushing it back. And just like the bicep curls, we'll do 5 on each arm. So this first couplet is going to be 5 bicep curls on each arm, 5 tricep extensions on each arm, and then rest. If you need, you can sit on a chair if you need to do the bicep curls on it. It might help with a little core stability if you struggle with that. But I think for who I have here today, we'll be good with standing. Then the other 2 movements, they're going to be lunges together. You can hold a weight. I'm going to show it without a weight. Otherwise, I'll get out of breath and you guys can't hear me. There's going to be a few different ways that you can do these. So the lowest intensity is going to be pulsing lunges. The complete lowest is going to be stepping back. That's a much safer lunge. And just pulsing 5 times on each side. Make sure you're standing it up all the way between each rep. The next will be stepping forward instead and doing 5 on each side. Once again, standing up all the way. The next level up would be lunge, step back, that's 1 rep. And then the hardest would be, this is going to be for 90 seconds each, it's just alternating between each leg for the whole 90 seconds. That's going to give you less break between each leg, and it's going to be a little harder. So, quick overview, bicep curl, tricep extension, 5 of each on each arm, rest, lunge, 5 on right leg, 5 on left leg, and continuing. Everyone ready to start? Alrighty. I need my weight so we can do it right. We'll start in 15 seconds just so we're on the good timer. Since Sandy's going to watch my time this time, make sure I actually reach 90 seconds. So in 5 seconds, we will start with bicep curls. In 3, 2, 1, you guys can start. Remember, I did circuits because you can make it as high intensity or as low intensity as you want. If you want to go lower, you can drop the weight. If you have a lower weight, you can grab it. If you want to go faster or go higher intensity, you can go faster, or you can get a heavier weight. Or you can talk through it the whole time like I am so you can't breathe as much. Definitely beneficial here. Remember on this tricep extension, think your elbow is locked in place here. It's not moving, so you're just targeting that tricep. All right, we are about halfway through. Depending on how you're feeling, you can speed it up a little bit or slow it down a little. I've got a decently moderate pace going on my side, maybe low moderate, so if you're going with me, hopefully you feel the same way. Alrighty, we've got 30 seconds left. Try and go all the way to the end. I know these aren't type of workouts we usually do in the clinic. Try to push yourself here. Of course, being safe about it. 15 more seconds. All right, we've got 8 seconds. Try and go all the way to the end, even if you're switching movements. In 3, 2, 1, you guys made it. So that's the first one. Now we're going to have a quick 30 to 45 second break. If you guys need a little bit longer of a break, let me know. They kind of ended up being more of a minute because, you know, I talk so much in the earlier sessions. Also, if you need water on these breaks, feel free to grab it. All right, we'll get started in about 25 seconds. Remember, we're going to do those lunges. I'll move my camera as well if that'll help. Remember, the lowest intensity will be pulsing. A little higher will be stepping up in between reps. Highest intensity will be alternating legs for the whole 90 seconds. So we'll get started in about 15 seconds. Nope, 20 seconds. So we're right on the 30. And once again, we'll be doing this for 90 seconds. You should probably feel this nice burning in your quads throughout it. So 10 seconds, remember, if you're not alternating, it'll be 5 each leg. All right, and 3, 2, 1. You guys can start. I'm just gonna show the pulsing on the video. I might change it up if we do this, or when we do this a second time through. Remember, standing it up all the way with each pulse. Make sure you're wide enough here. I'll move my camera here after I finish 5. You guys can keep working as I'm going. You don't want to be so narrow here that, as you can see, this is very unsafe on my knees. You want to be wide enough to where if you were on the ground, you've got a 90-degree angle at each one. And you do not have to touch the ground with these, of course, doing what is as safe for you as possible. We're about halfway through. Hopefully you guys can feel your quads nice and burning right now. We're almost done. We've got about 35 seconds left. If you need to take a quick break, shake out your legs. That is no problem at all. Got about 20 seconds. Remember, with these circuits, we're trying to push through all the way to the end. Try not to quit early. Got about 8 seconds. All right, and 3, 2, 1. You guys can release out of that. Survived your first circuit. All right, we're actually gonna do that one more time through. So we'll take a little bit longer break here if you need to grab a water. But then once again, we're gonna do the 5 bicep curls, 5 tricep extension, break, and then the lunges. I can definitely feel my quads right now, so I think it's working. And if you have any questions as we're going through, feel free to talk. You wanna tell me about your summer, all your plans that were canceled so you don't have to listen to me talk on these breaks? Feel free to go for it. All right, we'll get started in about 25 seconds. I've got some really good angles as I move my camera, so. All right, 10 seconds, 5 bicep curls on each arm, followed by 5 tricep extension for 90 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, you guys can begin. I would push you on the second set if you're comfortable. Maybe try and go a little faster and make it a little more high intensity. Completely up to you though. If you want to keep that same intensity from the first round, no problem at all. As always, you guys know me. Don't count my reps. I might be doing 6 as I'm talking. There's a reason why I'm not a math major, you know. Science can stick with me. Again, make sure that elbow's locked in. I just did a rep that was bad, and I could definitely tell my biceps were engaged. All right, we are about halfway through. Okay, now we've got about 30 seconds. So if you're feeling it, maybe try and go a little bit faster for this last little bit. It is the last time we're going to be doing these 2 movements. I can count. Remember, no math. So maybe try and get as much out of it as you can. All right, about 15 seconds. Almost there. All the way to the end. We got 8 seconds to go. In 5, 3, 2, 1. You guys made it. We'll do a quick little break. You guys doing okay? Breath-wise, alrighty. On these short breaks, think about taking deep breaths so your heart rate slows down when you breathe out. So think kind of a nice long exhale if that heart rate is getting up. We'll give it about 15 seconds or so, and then we'll get started. Remember, we're going to do those lunges. I'll once again turn my camera down if that helps you. Are ready? So my clock's at a good time? Alrighty. Wait, now 5 seconds. All right. In 3, 2, 1. We'll do those lunges. I'll step back as well with Sandy. Remember, we're just going to a nice depth here. If you are safe and have no pre-existing conditions or injuries, do try and maybe go a little lower if it feels okay. It's just going to engage more of that muscle. It's going to help build more strength as we're going through this. But no problem if you're just staying at the exact same depth you were going at before. And if you need to take a break in the middle, like I said, that's fine. This is only lunges for 90 seconds, so it does catch up to you pretty quickly, especially the second time through. Remember, you could be holding weights right now if this is just way too easy for you. I'm not going to, as I said. All right, we've got about 35 seconds left of this. Almost there. Keep pushing through it. All right, remember, if you need to shake out your legs, that's perfectly fine. Got 10 seconds to go. In 5, 3, 2, 1. We did it. All right. That was our first circuit. So when I went through this last night with both the morning classes and with my husband last night, this next one is a slightly more high intensity. So if you have a lighter weight around, feel free to use that. Otherwise, you can use no weight, or you can just take a few more breaks in the middle. So I'll first explain it. If you guys need to grab a drink or something now, you can also do the movements with me as I'm explaining them too. I'm going to use my lighter weights. These are 2.5 pounds. You guys know me. I always grab the heaviest weights when I'm in the clinic. So first one is just going to be a dumbbell squat. I'm mostly going to show my torso during this. We did go over the squat in the warm-up. It's going to be the exact same. Our feet are going to be about shoulder width apart. And then we're just going to squat down to what's comfortable. And we'll do that just like before. We'll do 5 times. But then our paired movement is going to be a shoulder press. So it's just going to be pressing those weights up. And if you need to use no weights or if you need to use different weights for each movement, that is no problem at all. If you really like high intensity, we can do something, people my age, I think I'm a millennial. We do something called a thruster where you squat and you go up into a press. That's going to be a little more high intensity. So if you're looking for that, I'd say do your squats. If we say this is squat number 4, squat number 5, straight into press 1, 2, 3, and then up to 5. That'd be a little high intensity. This is going to burn your shoulders a little bit since you're holding your weights in the front rack if you choose to use weights. So if you need to stop, shake it out, perfectly fine. So that'll be our first 2 movements. The next 2 movements, I think I've seen most of you do at the clinic, whenever we can get back there. One is going to be the fly. So for this, our arms are going to be straight. They don't have to be locked out, but I just kind of let them hang, and then we're going to fly. Just like that. You can use one arm. So if this arm's loose, I just have one here. I'm going to do 5 no matter what. So if I'm doing one arm, do 5 on each side. You can just switch. 5. If I'm doing 2 arms, just continue to do 5 as well. Whatever is more comfortable for you here. Then paired with that is going to be RDLs. Once again, these can be weighted or not weighted. What they are, let me move my camera down a little. Okay, so you can have a slight bend in your knees. Don't come forward like this or anything, but it's mostly going to be about that butt going back. So I'm going to keep a nice flat back. My weights are going to come down, and you do not have to touch the ground. Like right here, I can feel quite a bit of tension in my hamstrings, so I can just stand it up. That is going to be a nice RDL here. Just like that. Big thing, don't come down like this. You guys can see how awful this looks on me. Make sure we keep that back nice and neutral. Remember, my favorite cue for shoulders is good posture. If you're at dinner, you're not like this. You're just like, oh, good posture. Got to look nice. That's what we're going for here. All right, so those are our 4 movements. Is everyone ready for the first 2? There it is. All right, so we're going to do 5 dumbbell squats followed by 5 dumbbell or other weight shoulder press. We'll get started we'll give it 10 seconds so that you know my math is good here. Remember, if you want to make it high intensity, you can go straight into a squat, into a shoulder press. Shake out your arms if you need. We'll get started we'll give it another 5 now I talk in 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. And we're going to start with just those squats here. Remember, go as low as you want. All right, remember, if you want higher intensity, go a little bit faster. I'm just gonna keep this nice solid pace I've got going. Make sure you're keeping that torso high. Usually our hands up helps a little. Remember, we don't want to be falling. We just want a nice upright torso. Especially in our shoulder press, we don't want to be like this or anything. Want to brace that core down, pushing up. All righty, we are over halfway through. Got about 35 seconds. If you're feeling good, speed it up a little. If not, keep that nice pace you've got going. I know my shoulders are starting to burn a little bit, so if you need to shake out your shoulders, that's no problem at all. All right, we got about 20 seconds. All right, we got 10 seconds. Try and keep it up there. Try not to put your weight or your arms down. Fight through it. We got 5 seconds left. In 3, 2, 1. We did it. That's definitely the most high intensity one we're gonna do today. All right, so next is gonna be, we'll definitely take a nice break after that, about a minute or so. It's gonna be those flies and RDLs. Grab some water if you need. Remember, take some nice deep breaths. How you guys doing so far? Awesome. Weights counts, right? Doing weight. Alrighty. So remember, next we've got those flies. You can be one arm or two armed. We're not starting yet. Don't worry. I'm just going over them for a quick refresher. Or we've got the dumbbell RDLs. Remember, you can't see my knees. I'll move my camera a little, but a slight bend in the knees. But it's all about those glutes going back, and make sure you're standing it up all the way. So you're squeezing your butt muscles when you come up. All right, starting in 10 seconds, sound good? All righty. So we will start in 5 seconds from now with those dumbbell flies. In 3, 2, 1, we can begin. If this becomes too much, you can just drop your weights. You'll still get a nice workout even just using your body weight. Remember, it's going to be 5 of each movement. Most importantly with these RDLs is not about your depth, but keeping your back nice and straight. I don't want you to try and strain to get as low as possible, just to get low. All right, we are over halfway. Remember, on those RDLs, make sure you're standing it up all the way. I think about if I squeeze my butt at the top, that means I've fully extended. All right, we've got 30 seconds left. All right, 20 seconds. From here on out, if you can, we've got about 13 seconds left. Try not to stop. Try and keep moving through it. All right, we've got 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. You guys did it. What'd you think of that one? Oh, claps. Okay. Do you guys want to do that one another time through, or do you want to move on?
Depends. What's the next one?
So I asked because that one's the more high intensity one. I think this morning they didn't do it, but the afternoon did do it 2 times through, I think. Or it might be switched. Or the 11 a.m.
Second morning session.
Yeah, one group did it once, one group did it twice. But this last one, after this one, is going to be core. So it's going to be a little slower. It's not going to be quite as a high intensity and heart rate. So if you want to get a little more heart rate stuff in, we can definitely do it again. Otherwise, the core is going to be a lot slower paced, and then it'll lead us into our cool down.
I wouldn't mind doing it again.
Okay.
Sorry.
Works for me.
That, Barb?
It's okay.
I know my shoulders, my arms are feeling it, but I thought, well, That's good.
Yes, definitely good. And yeah, I mean, I'm there. I like the high intensity stuff for some weird reason. I'm a weird person. So, perfectly fine with me. You guys need a little bit longer of a break? Did you grab some water?
I'm
I'm gonna
good.
grab some water. All right, we'll go in about 10 seconds then. All right, so this will be 5 squats into 5 shoulder press. In 3, 2, 1. You guys can begin. All right, I know this is a little more high intensity, but if you can try and go a little bit faster than last time, if you can't, that is absolutely no problem at all. Even if you don't go faster, maybe if, once again, if your knees are feeling good, maybe try and go a little bit deeper on those squats. You do not have to, though, if that is uncomfortable for you. All right. I see you guys mostly following me, and I know I'm going a little bit faster than last time, so that's awesome. All right, we are over halfway through. We're about a minute in, 50 seconds in.
I'm following you instead of counting.
I can't promise we're doing 5 reps every time. We might be doing 6. That's just normal Kel stuff. All right, we've got about 25 seconds to go. Hopefully those shoulders are burning. I can definitely feel mine. All right, 15 seconds. Once again, try not to break. Let's try and finish it out. 5 seconds to go, all the way through, guys. 3, 2, 1. Whew, now you can rest out those shoulders. Shake them out if you need. I definitely felt that. All right, nice job, guys. We'll take a quick break. Then once again, we're going to do those dumbbell flies. And then the RDLs where we're going down. That should be the most shoulders you're going to get today. All right, definitely shake out those shoulders if you need. Remember I said all about getting that blood flow back to those muscles. Taking a few deep breaths. We'll get started in about 15 seconds. This will be our last time through with this one, and then we'll do core afterwards. So in 5 seconds, we'll go with 5 flies. In 3, 2, 1. We'll start with those flies. Remember, you can do one arm if you want. And if it's too much, you can also drop that weight. All right, then I'm moving on to those RDLs. Remember that butt's going back is the big thing here. Full extension at the top, so squeezing your butt muscles, squeezing those glutes. All right, then I'm going back to those flies now. All right, then RDLs. Another thing on these RDLs, as you're going, you might feel your toes coming up. That's what you don't want. Maybe try and like pin those toes to the ground. That'll help center your center of gravity. And it'll help make it a much better movement for you. Alrighty, we're over a minute in. We're almost there. All right, we got about 10 seconds left. All the way through in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We did it. All right, that was definitely, at least including that squat and shoulder press, that was our most high intensity one. Now we're gonna do some core. So if you have a mat or something to lay on, you can do that. I'm just gonna use my carpet because you know I'm a poor college kid, it's fine. Mats are pretty cheap. I think we looked them up. They're about $10 or so at Walmart if you are interested in one. As you know, in the clinic, we usually use them during the cool down. Sorry, nice angle as I'm getting situated. I'm also gonna move my chair quickly. All right, so all 4 of these core movements are going to be on the ground. So make sure you have enough space to lay out. With all of these, I want you to think about keeping a neutral spine and back. So for every single movement, we're going to be on our back. Of course, you can look at me, but maybe try and face the computer a little bit more, but try to look up as you're doing them. Another thing with these movements is they're going to be heavily dependent on how your core is as a person. So core is super important because if you don't have a strong core, you can't do that much like just functionality. Like if you can't brace or if you can't grab something, it's going to help with your balance as well. So I know core movement isn't that fun to work on, but it's very important in the grand scheme of things and for our quality of life. So I'm going to make everyone work on it. With that being said, I'm definitely sweating more than the other sessions. You guys are pushing me this time. Apparently, okay. All right, so first thing we're going to do, I'm going to turn it a little bit more actually so you can see the ground. For those of you in my night class sessions, one of my interns did this movement at the beginning of the semester. It's called the McGill curl up. So I guess I'll come forward a little. Your feet are going to be flat on the ground here, bent. It doesn't have to be a specific angle. Usually people just kind of know what they like. Your hands are going to be underneath your lower back. This is just to help support it. This is going to be a safe way to do a sit-up or a crunch. So a crunch, as you can see, it really bends my back. Same thing as a sit-up. Not that those movements are bad, but this movement is going to be much safer. So like I said, it's a McGill curl up, sit up. What we're going to do, that chest is just going to come up to the ceiling while keeping our lower back on the ground. So to show you it quickly, I'm coming up and down. As you can see, my lower back's staying there. I'm kind of crunching through these muscles right here. See if I can get my arm out of the way. You can see even my shirt bending up right there. That's the McGill curl up. Now here's where your ability level comes in. I would say do about 5 to 8, whatever works for you. And then it also depends how long you're holding it in the air. So if you really struggle with core, you might just come up and come straight back down. Or you can come up, hold it for 2 to 5 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds, and then come down. Whatever works for you. For me, I'll probably start by doing it just quick. And then my next time through in the same circuit, I'll probably hold it for a second or two and then stop if you're going to be following me. Then what's paired with that is a tabletop press. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our feet up so we've got a nice 90-degree angle at our hips, 90-degree angle, there we go, at my knees. My hands are going to go here on my knees, and I'm going to simultaneously bring my legs forward while pushing back so I'm not actually moving. So right here, I'm straightening, and then I release. That whole time I was pushing, it's an isometric movement. It's really going to target our lower core muscles, our lower abdominals, which are harder for people to target. So it's a pretty good movement. You'll probably feel it in your core as we get going. If that's too hard, you can just do one leg at a time. It might be more of a balance thing, getting both legs up. That's perfectly fine. You can press with just one side. If you can't quite get your legs up, you can also just literally just press on the ground. So here, I think you can even tell I was straining there. I'm just pressing my hands into the ground and releasing. For this one, once again, it's going to heavily depend on what you want to do. If it's pretty hard, you can just do a quick press, release, press, release. If you've got a pretty strong core, it's going to be better for you to kind of hold it for 5 to 10 to 20 seconds. I'm probably like 5 seconds in and I'm shaking. So it's a pretty hard movement. As we're going through, I'm probably going to, once again, I'll just do press and release. And then I'll hold it for about 2 to 3 seconds as we go on, if you decide to follow me. Those will be the first 2 movements. Then we'll have a nice rest. And then these next 2 movements should be pretty, or I know I've seen most people do them. The first one's going to be leg lifts. Keep your head flat on the ground. I'm just going to kind of back up onto my couch that couldn't fit in my basement. So you can see my feet, or most of my feet. I like to put my hands under my legs. I'm going to do leg lifts. So what we're going to do is just slowly move them. If you want to make it more high intensity, you can kind of keep them close and go quick with it, kind of like what those actually professional swimmers do. But for me, I'm just going to keep it slower and go up and down. And I'm going to do about 8 reps. So 8 reps on each leg. So I'd be like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, all the way up to 8. If that's too hard for you or just too much for today, since we've got a lot of core, you can also just do one leg at a time and keep the other leg on the ground. Then lastly, last movement, you guys can actually work out after I'm done talking here, is going to be the good old glute bridge. We're going to come down, we're just going to lift our glutes up, our hips up, and then back down. Make sure you're not hyperextending here. I see a lot of people doing this in the gym. That's not good. You could probably kind of hear my voice get compressed there because it's no longer my glutes, it's my whole body up to my neck. We just want to think about full extension. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Release. If that's too much, you can just not go up quite as high. If that's way too easy for you, you're like, Kels, come on. You can actually do it one-legged. Much harder than it looks because all of your weight is now on one leg rather than two. So one-legged, I just keep this other leg straight, come up and down. For me, I'm just going to do the double one, and I'll just do this the whole time. So with that in mind, we'll go through them. Remember, we've got the McGill curl up first and the tabletop press, about 5 to 8 of each rep of each movement, 5 to 8 reps of each movement, 30-second to a minute rest, and then leg lifts and glute bridge. Everyone ready? There it is. All right, let me put my timer up so I can actually, keep us at a good time here. All right, I'll try to talk through exactly what I'm doing since you two have been going my pace, so you don't have to strain to look at the computer. So we'll start in about 10 seconds. Remember, we'll do those McGill curl-ups first, and then tabletop press, and then rest. So we've got about 7 seconds. Remember, our hands are underneath our lower back. In 3, 2, 1. Lifting the chest up, and then back down. Up and down. Remember, I'm not holding it right now. I'm just going up. I'm on rep 4 and back down. There's 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're going to switch to the tabletop press. I'm just going to quickly press, release, then press 2, release, press, release, that's 3, release 4, press 5, press 6, I can definitely feel it in my core, press in again, 7, last one, press 8. All right, then I'm going back to that McGill curl up. Like I said, I'm trying to talk you through this so you can look straight at the ceiling. We're going up, down, up, down. I'm trying to hold it for a second or two longer, so hold, down, up, hold it, down. I think that's 4, up, down. All right, down, that's 5. 3 more, if you're following me. Up, down, up, and down. I think that was 8. All right, now we're going back to that tabletop press. I'm gonna hold it for just a second or two, release, then hold it, release, that's 2, and press, release, press, release, now press it again, release. We've got about 15 more seconds. I'm at 5, I believe. Press, release, that's 6, press, release, that's 7. We've got about 5 seconds. Press, I'll hold it a little longer through the end. And time. You guys survive it?
Yep.
Yep, I just see a hand come up. Were you guys following me as I was talking?
Yes.
Was that good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that again. I kind of like, it's just hard. I feel like you guys aren't there since you're not here visual or in person. Okay, I'm glad it worked then. I will do that again. We're taking a quick rest here, a little longer since that was a lot of core. And then we'll just do leg lifts and glute bridge. So I'll count you through the leg lifts as well. I'm gonna do those slower intensity ones. So I'll be 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, all the way up to 8. And then the glute bridge, I'll be like up, down, and then I might hold it towards the end. I'll let you know if I do. Alrighty, is 10 seconds start from now good?
Sure.
Sure. All right, I'll give it a slightly bit longer. Okay, we'll go 10 seconds from now. All right, we're gonna start with those leg lifts in 5, 3, 2, 1. We can go. So it'll be 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Whew, much harder when you're talking. All right, now we're gonna do the glute bridges. So it'll be up, down, up, down, up, down. That's 3. Up, down, up, down. That's 5. Up, down, up, down. Last one. Up, down. All right, we're going back to those leg lifts. So we've got our hands underneath our butt or whatever is best for you. Bringing our legs up, and now I'll start. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. All right, we're about a minute in, so we've got 30 seconds left. So the glute bridge, I'm going to try and hold it now for about 2 seconds. So up, 1, 2, down, up, 1, 2, down, up, 1, 2, down. I think that's 3. Up, 1, 2, down, up, 1, 2, down. We've got about 15 seconds left. Up, 1, 2, down, up, 1, 2, down. We've got about 8 seconds. Up, 1, 2, down. And last one. Up, 1, 2, down. And that's time. All right. How was that?
Good.
Goes down. There we go. Alrighty. So now we're going to do the cool down. So as you can see, that was a little more slower paced. I am going to make you guys get up. I'm going to do a pretty normal cool down that I would normally do in the clinic. We'll start standing. We'll do some nice breathing exercises. Since I know some people really enjoy those, some people might hate them, but you know, we're going to do them today. And then we'll slowly work our way to the ground as well. Okay. All right, if anyone wants to grab water quickly, they can. Everyone good?
Good.
She's like, let's go already. All righty. All right, so we are going to start with just some of that nice breathing. So you can have your hands up here. Doesn't matter if they're crossed or not, but you'll breathe in as you come up and then out as you come down. Now at your own pace, do 3 more. Usually when I do these, I'll kind of close my eyes so I don't see my neighbors, so I'm not intimidated by how fast or slow they're going. We're just trying to slow our heart rate here. All right, you can finish up that last one. I think we're all good. All righty. Next thing we're gonna do is just stretch out our triceps a little bit. So remember, we don't wanna hold our elbow here, our elbow joint. So either holding in front of or behind it, if possible, whatever's comfiest for you. Something, I know I always sound like a broken record when I say this, try to, I know I'm even bad at yoga, but try to go with your breathing. So as you breathe out, maybe try and pull a little bit harder and then kind of release as you breathe in. All right, you can shake that out and switch to the other arm. I say that because one, it's a really good way to stretch. It's actually how I prefer to stretch because I'm even at a cool down, I'm still not a huge fan of static stretching. It is good, but I like to kind of keep it just kind of pulsing a little. Also, I know a lot of people have mentioned that their flexibility is like gone since they're doing cool downs. So this is a really good way to do it where you kind of force it and then you stop. And not force it, that's a bad word, but you kind of just pull a little bit harder. All right, you can release some of that. Shake out your arms if you need. We're gonna stretch our upper back and our chest. So first thing we do is we're gonna clasp our hands and push them out. And we're gonna try and stretch our upper back. What I want you to think about here is separating your shoulder blades rather than pressing out as far as you can. So once again, just think about stretching the upper back and not necessarily pushing as far as you can. We won't hold this for too long because I know it's not the most comfortable position. All right, you can release that, shake it out if you need. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but with our chest. So you can clasp your hands however you find the most comfortable behind your back, and then think about opening up your chest. If you wanna make it a little more intense, you can look up at the ceiling. It's gonna strain your neck muscles a little bit more, but it is going to stretch them as well. But if that's not comfortable, you can continue to look straight or look at the ground. All right, you can release out of that, shake out your arms. Then we're just going to do the nice clock stretches. So I put both hands up. Just put one hand up and lean towards one side. Go to what's comfortable. Some people like to come way down here. I feel a nice stretch even just right here. Just kind of lean into it. All right, let's switch to the other side. Of course, I have to stretch the core a little since you know we used it a lot. All right, let's go back to that first side. We'll hold it for about half the time. All right, and back to the other side. We all look like windmills. All right, with that, now we're gonna go on the ground. I'm gonna move you guys again on my computer so I can sit on the ground and you can see me. All right, first thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna stretch our legs out and we're just gonna lean forward. So whenever you're doing any type of hamstring stretch on the ground, think about your chest coming down, not your nose. So just to show you from the side, here's my chest coming down versus my nose coming down. You guys can see this huge arch, not good. Just think about that chest coming down. With this one, I like to kind of literally just inch my hands forward. Kind of looks like I'm playing a piano, probably very badly. Until I reach mild discomfort, no pain. You might feel this in your hamstrings. You might also feel it in your lower back. Your legs don't have to be locked out either. You can see mine are kind of bent here. All right, if you want to try and inch forward a little bit more for the last 10 seconds, you do not have to though. In 3, 2, 1, you can release out of that. Now we're going to do the same thing, but towards our leg. So I'm going to go towards my right leg. Don't necessarily reach for your toe here, but just kind of think about that chest coming down. Once again, your knee does not have to be locked out here. This is a really good one to kind of, as you breathe out, just kind of just like melt into your leg a little bit more. Right, about 10 more seconds if you want to make it any deeper. In 3, 2, 1, can release out of that. And then we're going to go to our left side now. So same thing, kind of just start wherever is mild discomfort. And then slowly make it deeper if you feel comfortable. For about 10 more seconds. In 3, 2, 1, you can release out of that. All right, next we're gonna do the good old butterfly. I know it's everyone's favorite. You're gonna bring your feet together. The closer they are to you, the more intense it'll be. It's okay if you're out here and you feel a stretch, that's normal. I'm decently flexible, so I have to come a little bit closer to feel a stretch, but just know my butterfly probably won't look the same as your butterfly. If you wanna make it a little more intense, you can push down. This is one stretch that you must do statically. If you go like this, it's actually going to tighten up your muscles. So if you need to make it more intense, feet closer to your body or push your knees down with your elbows. You also can try and lean forward a little. That helps some people. Some people don't feel that. It's just whatever works for you. All right, we'll release out of that. Now we're going to lay on the ground. So we're going to be kind of in the same position as that McGill curl up. So our feet will be flat. Let me move forward a little. There we go. My head's just going to be resting on the ground. What we're going to do with our knees here, you're just going to let them fall to your left side, and your head is going to look over your right shoulder. For this movement, try not to stretch, but try to just relax through it. It should hopefully feel some release in your lower back. It doesn't matter where your hands go for this. Mine just kind of fall out at like a 45-degree angle, whatever's most comfortable for you. Remember, just try and relax through this. Maybe take a few deep breaths. All right, if you want to meet back up at the middle, and then we're doing the same thing but opposite side. So now we'll let our knees fall to our right, and our head will go over the opposite shoulder to our left. Remember, try and take a few deep breaths, relax through it. All right, then meet back up in the middle. I think that's all I have time for. I think it's 3 p.m. It is. So we'll end with that movement. I think we started a few minutes late, but that's okay. Awesome job, ladies. If you have any feedback, let me know.